Jordan Poole. 3 years ago, or 2 years ago, Jordan Poole was averaging, 8 points a game, 14, 15 minutes a game on that 15-50 team. Give the Warriors credit. A lot of people would have given up on young players like him. Goes to the G League, develops, spends the offseason during COVID, develops, and now he's one of the top 6 men in the year. You could start for him. Rookie extension eligible. We've talked about extension eligibles when you are not a non-max players. That usually gets you to the end of October, or right before the start of the season when you get a deal done. What is the Jordan? Looney's got bird rights. Despite your high salary, you can go out and sign him for whatever you want. You want to go out and sign him for $10 million, $12 million? You want to give him a 3-year deal or a 4-year deal? Are you comfortable? James Wiseman is going to be kind of the, ready to start here. Is Looney more of that insurance policy? Is he a luxury or a priority? These are all the discussions that Golden State's going.
Is one of those standing in their way for the Warriors, and standing at just 6'3", but he's one of the best finishers at the rim. According to Second Spectrum, he shot over 77% on layups and dunks this year, highest field goal percentage by any player with at least 150 attempts. All the others on this list are centers. And Garry Payton II is good enough to spend a few minutes with us here on Countdown as we get ready for tonight's Game 6. Garry, thank you so much for doing this. And let's start with the big picture question here. Should you win a title tonight, you and your father would become the 5th all-time father-son duo to both win NBA championships. How could you put into words what that would mean for you and for your family?
That'd be huge. That'd be pretty dope experience that, to share with him and, talk about back in the day, later on in life. And just for the fam, it's just, I know they're so proud and so happy. It'll just be a huge moment for, everybody.
Garry, can you talk to the young players out there and the fans out there about the things that you've been able to overcome, the places that you've played, the roles that you've had? Right now you're coming back from injury, and just that perseverance that you've shown to get to this point.
Just, if you got a goal and you want to do something, you want to prove other people wrong. I had to prove my dad wrong. Just get to it, put it in your mind, have a mindset, tell yourself, sign a contract with yourself and tell yourself that, whatever it takes, whatever you got to do, wherever you got to go, there's really there's no stopping. Just, if you want to get it done, just do it and don't stop.
Garry, we tend to look at the great things about the father-son relationship and growing up with a dad who did what your dad did, but it's not always easy going into the family business. What are some of the more difficult things as you had to navigate that, particularly when you were younger?
Just like you said, tough challenge, trying to take the route that my dad took and, follow his footsteps and play in the NBA. It's already as hard to do to make the NBA, especially as an undrafted, not a top guy coming out of high school and whatnot. But, I did this on accident, actually. I didn't try to do this. Me not trying to do this essentially ended me here. I just enjoy the journey, not think about, what my dad did or how my dad did it, but just do it my own way.
Well, you're doing it your own way now, GP. There's no doubt about that. Proud of you. I want to ask you this, though. Now that you're here, you are teammates with universally recognized as the greatest shooting backcourt in the history of basketball. When you see the role that you play for this team now, tell me how you view yourself in the future. Is it similar, or do you feel like you've evolved to a point where we could expect and should expect even bigger things from you next season?
A bit of both, Stephen, a bit of both. These guys that I'm playing here, essentially, from my generation, this is like the Michael Jordan, steps like the Michael Jordan of our generation. And, just to be on the same court and help him, continue to add on to his legacy. And the rest of those guys is just amazing. But I definitely love it here and what I do here and my role here on this team. Hopefully in the future, I can continue to do the same thing and just help those guys build on their legacy. So, like you said, I'm looking forward to the future and helping those guys continue to build on their legacy.
Garry, this is Jalen. I have to ask you one question before we let you get out here. Another question before we let you get out of here. What is something you must take away from the Celtics in particular if you guys are going to be champions tonight?
We got to be physical. Bring the force to them. I don't think they like, being touched and whatnot and having force. So if I bring the force, we bring the force to them for 48 minutes. I think we're going to be on top at the end of the day.
Well, the trophy is in the building, and it's ready if you guys are able to do the job. But one way or another, Garry, we really appreciate you taking the time on a game night. Thank you. Good luck tonight, and we very much appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys having me.